My title is Career Center Director and Student Recruiter, and we're housed in the Student Services building.
Awesome. So you're in the important
Yes.
building, the important department.
Student Union, yes.
Yes, absolutely. So just to kind of get started with, some of our questions that we have, this is all about sort of college planning and the admissions process. So for y'all, when does the admissions application typically open, and how can students apply? What does that look like for them?
Our application opens on September the 1st of every fall semester, and you can apply online on our website.
Awesome. So no really paper applications, just online.
Just online.
Awesome. And what items are needed for y'all to sort of complete the application process?
After they complete that online admissions application, you will need to send an ACT or ACCOPACER score, high school or college transcripts if you have any, and GED scores if you do not have the high school diploma.
Awesome. So kind of talking around, you said, submitting the ACT score. Is there a certain ACT or certain GPA that students have to have that would ensure that they would get some sort of academic scholarship?
Yes. Our ACT score for those will be 20 and GPA 3.0.
So that's kind of where it starts for a student to be
or to be considered for academic scholarship.
Awesome. Okay. So with the ACT, what about super scores? Do you take a super score?
We do accept super scores or your highest composite. We do.
Awesome. Okay. And now is that for admissions and scholarship purposes, or one or the other?
For both.
Awesome. Okay. That's great. Now, a lot of questions around ACT, but what about the last ACT date that's accepted for scholarship consideration?
We accept our ACTs up until the first day of class. So if you take it, late summer, we still will accept that score.
Great. So there's no really hard deadline around that up until enrollment.
Yes.
Great. Okay. So kind of going into that same sort of question about scholarships, what about the scholarship process? Is there a separate scholarship application required? And if there is there a scholarship application or admissions deadline to be considered for those scholarships?
Our EC Promise Scholarship Program has several types of scholarships. We have foundation scholarships. There is a separate application for that, which is online, and you must apply for admissions before you can apply for the scholarship. So you have to complete the admission process. Now, the deadline for the foundation scholarships is February the 18th. And then we also have a scholarship that's unique for our school, which is our in-district tuition gap filler. And it's for all incoming recent high school or homeschool student graduates who attended or graduated or resided from a school within our district. And so that priority deadline is June 30th.
June 30th. So that one has a little bit of a later deadline. Now, so my next sort of a question was about unique scholarships. So I know that you kind of answered that one, but are there any other scholarships or unique opportunities that students may want to hear about or know about?
Now, we also have ACT scholarships that are broken down in increments. If you have a 20 to 24, you will get half tuition. 24 to 28 is tuition, and then 29 to 36 is tuition, your room and board.
Awesome. Okay. So those are just kind of broken down in those brackets for academic scholarships. Perfect. So also sort of in that next step of college planning for students, a lot of students think about the Fafsa, other types of financial aid or aid that students can get. Is completing the Fafsa a requirement for all admitted students?
No, it's not a requirement for all students. But if you would like to be considered for scholarships, it is a requirement for our scholarship application.
Awesome. You answered my next question, which is great, because I was going to ask, is it required for scholarships? Yes. So that would be a yes for those students interested in East Central. Now, what about a priority date for the FAFSA completion?
April the 1st.
April 1st is y'all's priority date. Awesome. So another, I feel like, really key part of college planning. A lot of students get excited about housing. So when does y'all's housing application typically open, and is there a deadline?
There is not a deadline. Our application opens up October the 1st,
Okay,
but dorms fill up quickly. So we encourage you to, get on that process immediately when the application opens up.
so for housing, is it is it like first come, first served?
It is.
Okay, so definitely students need to make sure that they're doing that sooner rather than later.
Yes, ma'am. And there is a deposit that's required. It's $100 deposit.
Perfect, thank you. Yes. So also something that I feel like is important for students to know, academic paths. What are the various academic paths that a student can take? What do y'all kind of offer for students at East Central?
Okay. We do have university transfers, so they can take their core classes with us and then transfer to the university of their choice. We have career technical degrees that you can receive, and that can be broken down into a 30-hour career certificate or 45-hour technical certificate, or they can complete the 60 hours and get their Associate of Applied Science degree.
Awesome. Well,
And then you can graduate with your Associates of Arts or Science with 60 hours. So.
Perfect. Okay. Now, in sort of that same sort of factor of all of those different paths, are there any, new or unique programs at East Central Community College that we should be telling students about?
Yes, we have had in the past few years some new programs in our career technical department, cybersecurity.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, criminal justice. We have automation and control technology, and also DC equipment. So that has been very good.
Okay, so those are some of those newer programs. Awesome. Another kind of important piece, I think, campus life activities. What types of campus life or organizations exist on campus that are available to students to get kind of involved in as they come to school?
Okay, we have like 37 different organizations and clubs. To name a few would be Phi Theta Kappa, which is our honor society. We also have Warrior Corps, which is our student ambassadors. They're really our representatives for the campus. They help us student recruit and campus tours and just host different events on campus.
Yes.
Student Body Association. We have Phi Beta Lambda and DECA, which is our business clubs. Sigma Sigma Mu Tau, which is our medical club. And they kind of gear our students to get ready for medical careers and tour different, UMC and things like that. And then we also have several musical groups that are on campus: concert choir, Boche, which is our a cappella, gospel choir. We have a rock and roll band called the Collegian. So we have just a lot of different things that students can get involved in.
That's so fun. And a lot of different sort of niche sort of things that students can really hopefully find their place in getting involved in. So that's awesome. Any other new or like exciting things that you feel like we should be able to tell families or students about, that are happening on campus?
East Central is like home. We consider our students and our faculty, staff as family. So we try to make our students feel like home. We encourage you to come to campus and visit us and take a tour, visit the programs of your choice, just a way to get to know us and what we have to offer.
Absolutely. I always say that it's important for a student to come visit campus. So how would a student need to do that if they're interested in like coming to visit your campus? How can they, sign up or register for a campus tour?
There is a form online that you can fill out and decide what day, what time you want to come, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Okay, great. And just to kind of close out a little bit, it's always really important for students to have resources on campus, ways that are kind of helping them to succeed while they're there. What are some of those resources that are maybe available at East Central, whether that's, Career Center or mental health services? What does that look like for y'all on campus?
We have a success center that offers tutoring to our students. Some of it is peer on peer and some of it is instructor tutoring. So they're able to get tutoring from an actual professor in whichever subject that's needed. We also have the Career Center, which offers career assessments, resume writing, interview skills, and then we also have Warrior Wellness Center, which promotes health and wellness. There's a lot of classes offered, kickboxing, spin classes, and things like that. So a gym
Love
just
that.
a place for kids to, get fit and be healthy.
Absolutely. I feel like that's a big piece of it as well.
Yeah.
Well, Ramonica, I just want to say thank you so much for meeting with us and for sharing all of this great information about East Central Community College.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.